And welcome to Gainesville, Florida on a beautiful night for some college basketball inside Exactech Arena. Pre-game festivities concluding moments ago. Florida and Ole Miss for an SEC showdown. Now, it's going to be a lot of fun tonight, and it's that time of year we start talking about postseason play with Mark Wise, Roy Philpott. Great to have you with us, and this game's got some bubble implications if you believe the experts right now.
And Roy, you're going to love the action from bonus land tonight because these two teams combine to shoot 53 shots a game from beyond the arc, so it stands to reason win the three-point battle and you just might win on the big board in this resume builder for both teams.
Joe Lunardi has Florida among the first four teams out of the field of 68. Ole Miss as a 9 seed. So a win tonight for the Gators at home would go a long way in strengthening their postseason resume. Good crowd on hand. Student section rocking as always here in Gainesville. We are just about ready to go. Florida in the home whites, Ole Miss in the road red. Olenicek and Hayes as Florida controls the opening tap. Mark, both teams coming off losses in the SEC Big 12 Challenge. And a foul on the court against Ole Miss, their first. Schuler picks up the personal. 7 seconds in. Starting five for the Gators. Noah Locke's had an impressive freshman campaign. And Kayvon Allen, almost 18 points per contest in SEC play this year.
Kind of has resurrected his senior season in a lot of ways. Ole Miss zoned on the out under and stays in it.
In and out for Allen and controlled by Tyree. Bringing Tyree off and running and converting.
What did Kermit Davis tell us at shoot around today? What did Mike White tell us? He said Ole Miss's guards, they have elite speed.
Now with Davis and Tyree, the faster players in the Southeastern Conference. Ole Miss at 4-2 in the league coming in. 8 on the shot clock. And a skip pass, Nembhard cannot connect.
Florida really struggles at times to score in the half court.
Rebels coming in 14-5 overall. Tyree and Davis, a pair of upperclassmen guards, leading the charge for Kermit Davis in his first season. Shot is off by Olenicek. Here comes Allen.
Florida, much better offensive team in transition. Go back to the Ole Miss first possession. Watch the quickness coming right at you. Bring in Tyree. Fearless.
He had a great quote talking with him last week before their road game at Alabama. Asked him about being picked dead last in the SEC preseason poll. Markey said it was a slap in the face. And the team remembered where the media had picked the Rebels as Davis inside his first hoop.
No big surprise, Ole Miss has scored 2 hoops, one by Tyree, one by Davis.
2 minutes in, Gators looking for their first points. It's been an issue for most of the season. Defense has been good, offense not so much.
Remember, Florida got off to the horrendous start on the road at TCU.
7 to shoot. Allen's got to hurry. Against Davis. An outstanding defense, but a fresh 30 as Locke controls the rebound.
Yeah, that ball took an extra bounce off the rim.
And Nembhard rolls that one in.
Best three-point shots so many times come after offensive rebounds. Why? Because the defense is disorganized, scattered.
Here's Blake Henson, lost the handle. Davis will save it. 7 on the shot clock. Nembhard. Over for the dunk. Deontay Johnson. And a timeout called by Kermit Davis.
Kermit Davis not happy with his team in transition defense. Florida, I talked about this, they want to get out. They want early offense, but it usually comes from the defensive side. And watch this, trailing the play, the 41.5-inch vertical of Keontae Johnson.
Was a member of the ESPN 100 the last recruiting cycle. Made his first career start against Georgia earlier this month. And now paying dividends for head coach Mike White.
41.5-inch vertical. There's so few of us.
You could combine our vertical leap and it would not equal 41.5 inches. Out of the timeout, Gators by a point, their first lead. Ballard checking in for the first time for Florida, 24 in white. And more full court pressure. Oladichek. In and out.
Those are the kind of rebounds Florida has to win. They struggle on the glass. All the batted around balls, the 50-50 rebounds, they have to get those.
Locked from the wing, off the mark. Oladichek tries to chase it down. But Johnson gets it. Ballard outside.
Pretty good look, though, again, after a second shot opportunity.
Oladichek off the cut. Had that shot bothered by Hayes. And Marquivarius Hayes, one of the top shot blockers in Florida history. Third in school history coming into this game tonight. Just 2 behind Al Horford on the all-time list. Inside of the easy bucket, Nembhard.
That's the way Florida scores in paint points, unconventionally, using their guards in screening action.
7-0 run for the Gators. Schuler stop and pop. And here comes Johnson for Florida. Too strong for Hayes. Cleared by Davis.
That's a rare jump shot by Hayes, but I don't mind that shot. Ole Miss seems to be going a little fast offensively.
Oladichek double team. Tapped out 5 minutes in. It'll stay with Ole Miss.
One of the things that Kavarius Hayes can do defensively, he can be an ultimate rim protector, trailing the play, but Hayes times his jump. Gators on top early. Florida's points in the paint come unconventionally. Keep your eye on Andrew Nembhard, who starts the offense, gets a screen at the top of the key, posts up inside, and is able to finish block to block. And again, when you talk about points in the paint, you usually think about the big guys, but for Florida sometimes, that's the guards.
And that was 6'5" on 5'11" DC Davis inside. So nice recognition by the Gators to work Nembhard into the equation there. Florida by 3 in the midst of a 7-0 run.
Seems like Ole Miss spent some early minutes trying to get Oladichek established inside. That didn't work.
Dante Bassett checking in for the first time. Kermit Davis in his first season. He's secured a couple of upset wins. Nationally ranked Auburn went down. Mississippi State as well on the road. His team right now in the field of 68, according to Joe Lunardi, as Tyree lost the handle out of bounds.
2 big surprise teams for me in the SEC this year. One is Kermit Davis's Ole Miss team, and the way South Carolina has started in league play.
I would throw LSU into that mix, given what we've seen from Will Wade's team recently. An impressive win at Ole Miss just a week ago.
The winners of 9 in a row. You and I had them last week. LSU plays above the rim a lot.
That's a polite way of saying it. And they passed the eye test, getting off the bus outside the PMAC. KJ Buffin also in the contest for the first time. That's 14 in red. Davis was fouled in traffic.
Bailout foul by Florida there to put Davis to the free throw line. Here's a look at Kermit Davis. I had the pleasure of doing his last win at Middle Tennessee last year in the NIT.
Many people may not know he's a former guard at Mississippi State. Had 16 great seasons at Middle Tennessee, including a couple of huge upsets in the NCAA tournament.
Beat Michigan State one year. He has to be in the discussion for Coach of the Year, doesn't he? I mean, and there's several candidates.
I mean, right now, Kermit Davis, Will Wade, Rick Barnes. There you see back in the day, early 80s. Check out the lid.
But look at how he's angled. You can tell this is a staged shot. See the basket's this way, Kermit.
Looks like a shot from 1958. Gators by 2 and a foul, as Bruce Stevens was in the wrong place at the right time. Mike White, of course, here in Gainesville. A graduate of Ole Miss, a former guard, playing for the Rebels in the late 90s.
What happened to the bangs?
Away with the time. Shot clock under 10. Bassett. Rebels have missed their last 4 field goals without a basket in the last 4 minutes as well. As Kayvon Allen's on the deck.
Davis was trying to attack quickly off ball reversal. Couldn't tell if they just bumped knees along the way.
It's Allen's first personal. Michael Carew checking in for the first time. Numeral 0 in white for Florida. And Allen will be checked out. That's not a good sign.
No. Duke Warner, the trainer here at Florida, getting extra duty tonight.
Tyree off the bounce. Buffin met with resistance. And Schuler steals it back. 4-on-2, Tyree from downtown. And a foul inside.
If you want to be a good shot blocker, you have to learn the rule of verticality and watch Bassett as he challenges this shot. But notice until the very end, his arms do not go down. And he's able to not only impact the play, but get the rebound as well. Might have gotten away with a foul there at the very end.
An impressive play nonetheless. Foul win against Nembhard, that's his first. Mark, the Rebels back to work. Their last field goal coming at 18-17 to go here in the first half. And that'll change with that shot.
How about unexpected? KJ Buffin, 1 of 6 on the year from the arc.
Rebels back in front, 8-7. Points at a premium here in the early going. Does that favor Florida or Ole Miss with a lower scoring game?
Well, you would think Florida, because they're used to playing in so many low-scoring games.
They're coming off 55-50 at TCU this past weekend, the SEC Big 12 Challenge.
When Florida gets inside 10 seconds in a shot clock possession, they really don't have a guy that can really create off the bounce. You know, so last year, Mike White's team had the luxury of having Chris Chiozza, and even though his size gave Florida some problems on the defensive end, his quickness to get feet in the paint, attract defenders, set up shooters, they missed that.
Go back to all of his game winners in his Florida career. Schuler tried to will that one in the basket, couldn't do it. He'll stay with Ole Miss in a fresh 30. And Kayvon Allen coming back out of the Florida locker room. Allen will have a seat on the bench. Meanwhile, DC Davis back on the floor for Ole Miss. Little knee bonker there.
Again, Davis attacked off the bounce, and that was indeed knee to knee.
Stevens inside, count the basket.
There was no need for Bassett to do that. That shot wasn't going in. And one of the things that has plagued this Florida team, offensive droughts. Take another look. Bassett with the block. His shot's already hit the backboard anyway, so that's an automatic goaltending call. That shot had no chance to go in.
Stevens exploded for 22 points the last time these two teams met a year ago. First basket tonight. Hayes inside, double team.
He's got to go up with that.
Now baseline. Spins it in. Nicely done.
Little baby hook. 6-7 feet away.
Where's the hook shot in college basketball, my friend? I always wonder that. It's such an unstoppable shot if you can perfect it. We never see it.
I agree.
That'll stop a 6-0 Ole Miss run. Stevens inside. Lost the grip.
Good team defense because Ole Miss's execution was really good in the half court.
And those are the kinds of plays you see for a team that struggles to reach 60 points on occasion. Under 12 to play in a fast-moving first half here in Gainesville. And the Rebels out to a 1-point lead. Ole Miss with a 10-9 advantage back in Gainesville. Under 12 to go in our first half. Mark Wise, Roy Philpott. A look at some of the key storylines from around the Southeastern Conference. SEC lost the SEC Big 12 Challenge this past weekend 6-4, but Kentucky had the big win against Kansas. Auburn fell in Stark Vegas, their third consecutive loss, still missing Austin Wiley. And LSU continuing to do what LSU does, 6-0 in the league for the first time in 13 years, and a miraculous comeback as Alabama holds serve at home again against a ranked foe under Avery Johnson.
And when you take a look at the current standings in the Southeastern Conference, at the top, Tennessee, everybody's chasing. How good were the Vols? LSU, you and I had last weekend. Kentucky, you know what's interesting? P.J. Washington is playing so well. Last three averaging 22 and 10. Hagens in his last three is averaging better than 8 assists a game. I think they are finding their groove in a big-time way.
Ashton Hagens, Washington's hitting the three ball now. And they were impressive last night in Nashville. Don't forget, there's more men's college basketball action headed your way next Tuesday night. Right here on the SEC Network, the Gamecocks and the Wildcats live from Rupp as Frank Martin's club heads on the road to Lexington. And, of course, also you can watch it on the ESPN app from anywhere. Carolina, tough loss at home last night to Tennessee. Rocky Top getting the job done yet again. And I'm going to ask you the question, even though I know your answer. I got to do it. Are you buying Tennessee as the best team in the country?
Wow, such a tough, until I want to see Tennessee and Duke play. Can I just preface that?
That's not going to happen unless it happens in the dance.
I think Tennessee is as good as anybody in the country.
Okay.
But I don't know on that top tier, is there a best team?
Okaru just picked up the personal. I think Tennessee is in a group of clubs at the very tip-top. Duke, Virginia, Tennessee. I think Kentucky's getting really close to that elite level group. Michigan may be there as well.
I think that's a good group. I mean, the team that you left out, I think, Gonzaga, they have to be in that group.
We always do that, right? We do that here in the Deep South. We leave out teams like Gonzaga.
I'm telling you, that team is really good.
Yeah. Can I give you another team maybe, too, that could surprise? And you just mentioned it. Nembhard lost the handle, couldn't handle the pass there from Stokes. And Davis on the other end, an aggressive move, will shoot a pair. I think LSU is knocking on the door, the top of this conference, and then also maybe beyond that. They still have some work to do, but Tremont Waters is figuring things out, playing with this team this year.
Yeah, we talked about this last week. A year ago, LSU's players had to figure out how to play with Tremont Waters. This year, it's just the opposite, and it took a while for Waters to learn how to play with his teammates. A much better supporting cast. kind of fortunate to survive at Missouri. And LSU, remember this, they caught a break in the schedule because they only played Tennessee, Kentucky, Auburn, Mississippi State one time each.
Quick appearance for Jalen Hudson. Davis has one more free throw. Rebels now extending that lead to 12-9.
And neither team is very good offensively here in the first 9 minutes plus.
Gators have turned it over for the last 5 possessions, approaching the halfway point. And to your point, Mark, both teams 4 for 12 from the field. Nembhard thinking about it. Ballard can't connect. DC Davis the board.
You never want the shot clock to dictate the quality of shot. And right now, Ole Miss's defense has got Florida's offense constantly and consistently late in the possession. Oh, how can you miss that?
Davis wondering the same thing. Kayvon Allen back on the court. And the runner. Nicely done in traffic.
Mike White makes no secret he wants Kayvon Allen to be more aggressive, to the point he's willing to live with some bad shots by Allen.
I mean, that's every guard's dream, right? To hear that from the coach.
Shoot more.
From the head man, he's telling you that. 10 to shoot. Rebels lead is 1. Nolan check down low, able to connect.
It's a late pick and roll that Davis reads beautifully. See, I think this is Florida at their best. They have to get shots in early offense before the defense gets set.
First basket for Locke. Tied at 14. I got pom-poms hitting me in the head back here. Student section's getting into it.
The Rowdies.
Tyree bottled up. Henson. Kayvon Allen tripped up. Tried to sneak past Tyree.
Ole Miss with great backdoor cut by Davis off a little rub screen. I think he just takes his eye off of it. Take another look. Does he lower it? Couldn't really tell. But late pick and roll in the possession before that one. Olenicek with the easy finish. I like the fact that Ole Miss is running their pick and rolls right down Main Street. They want their big guy rolling as a rim runner.
Straightaway triple by Allen is short. Back to the Rebels. We had a shot last night like that at Arkansas where the guy goes up for a dunk. The ball goes all the way in the rim, circles around, and then caroms out as Olenicek converts.
He's really improved from last year to this year. Olenicek last year only averaged 4.3 a game. Almost doubling that.
From the wing, Noah Locke his second triple. Check that, Johnson the basket. And a big shot for the freshman from Norfolk, Virginia.
Early offense for Florida, even after it makes. Johnson with the 3 ball. Florida up 1.
Another great women's basketball matchup headed your way Thursday night at 6:30 Eastern right here on the SEC Network. Number 16 South Carolina travels to Lexington, Kentucky to battle the Wildcats, presented by Regions Bank. The game is also live on the ESPN app. And we take a look now at who's taking the next step, brought to you by our good friends at Regions Bank. And how about our guy Eddie Brace, president of the Rowdy Reptiles, right behind us pregame.
Oh my
tosses
goodness.
That one in from behind us here at half court. That was insane. Eddie Brace, the man, the myth, the legend. Are you kidding me?
Right.
Think about how far we are away from the hoop. We're at half court, and he's making that shot all the way up there from behind us from the stands.
I think he called it.
Did he?
I think he called it.
Are you kidding me? That's crazy.
Yeah, that's fun stuff.
That guy's getting after it right there. Eddie Brace, one more time, because we can.
It's not like he took 10 of these.
No.
That's in one take he pulled that off. Nobody does that. Steph Curry wishes he could do that. Come on, Eddie. Yeah, that's SportsCenter top 10. That's
Eddie,
SportsCenter top 10.
I'm with you, man. He's 1 for 1. He should go to both coaches right now.
Put that guy on the court.
PT.
Wow. Ole Miss back to work. Tyree thinking about it. Oladipo down low. Shot clock did not reset. They got 5 seconds to work with.
Sometimes it's almost like Davis goes too fast. He's moving before the ball gets to him. Plenty of time here with 5 on the shot clock.
Davis gets it in a clean look. Tyree gets it back. And a lid on the basket for Ole Miss in this first half. 6 of 17 from the floor. Buffett. Finally off the glass, there's Henson.
This is like the circus, 3 for a quarter.
And 4 shots at it that time. Hayes had that shot rejected. This game still searching for some sort of rhythm or flow. Davis will try to change that.
He has great extension. His ability to really be almost Inspector Gadget-like.
Lock off the mark. I didn't hear the Go-Go Gadget arm there. I'll take your word for it.
See, everybody stands.
Lock left open, top of the key.
Great find by Nembhard.
Gators 7 of 20 from the floor. Ole Miss 8 of 21. 4 of those shots coming on the last possession, by the way. And Davis flings that one out of bounds. Now this Friday night, the SEC Network has 2 great gymnastic meets headed your way on Friday Night Heights. Up first, Arkansas against number 6 Georgia. That's at 7. And Alabama and Missouri in a top 20 battle at 8:30. That's Friday. Friday Night Heights returns, also live streaming on the ESPN app. And Florida gymnastics have been really, really good for a long time.
Both of these teams will utilize some 1-3-1 zone at different times, especially Ole Miss. Neither team has gone in that direction on the defensive side.
There's Jalen Hudson, the Virginia Tech transfer. Leading scorer last year at over 15 per contest, just over 6 per game this season. Johnson, the bounce pass, nicely done.
Wasn't exactly organized or pretty, but effective at the end.
You'll take it if you're a fan of the Gators.
Absolutely.
Under 6 to play with Florida trailing by 1 here at home. Schuler, they're going to give him the basket and a chance for 3. So the Irmo, South Carolina native with a chance to give Ole Miss a much needed spark.
Irmo, where is Irmo?
Irmo, South Carolina, a suburb of Columbia, unless you're from Irmo, where you say Columbia is a suburb of Irmo.
Great
I'm sure
finish.
Devontae would tell us that.
Yeah, great finish by Schuler. Last year he shot 26% from beyond the arc. This year up to 39. Worked on his game. Comes from a big family. All of his fellow siblings, all of their names start with D, much like Devontae. Whether you're talking about DJ or Dominique or Dontrell, DeAndre, Danella, Denisha.
You did that pretty well.
Thank you.
First 3 points on the board for Schuler. Still has that stress reaction in his left foot, but he's getting healthier and getting close to 100%. Under 10 to shoot. Hudson launches. And connects. And that's a great sign for the Gators.
No question about it. Hudson a year ago not only averaged more than 15 points a game, but he is a great bad three-point shot maker.
What does that mean?
He's covered. He's got people all over him. He might be falling out of bounds, but he was really good in that area.
Stevens working hard down low and is fouled by Hayes from behind.
Nice job
in the bonus here.
I'm sorry, Roy. Nice job by Sid Stevens establishing low position. He put Hayes on his back.
That foul does, in fact, put the Rebels in the bonus situation. Stevens 75% this year at the stripe.
Yeah, Stevens, who went to junior college before coming to Ole Miss, played for Raheem Lockhart. You talking about a wide body block to block. Tough guy to defend.
You're in mid-season form tonight, by the way. It is the middle of the season, so you would expect that.
We're starting the middle third, if you will, of SEC play. Everybody has played 6 games, except for those that played last night, of course, who've now played 7. Henson jabs inside. His closeout is just a little late, and he kind of knew it, didn't he?
I saw that reaction in real time, and I was wondering, was he just mad at himself there? Tyree 2 strike.
Going back to the Hudson 3, what did Kermit Davis tell me today? Everybody in the league is scared that Hudson is going to find his game when they play them.
Dante Bassett down low with another chance for 3. Florida back in front by a point. First foul on Davis.
Quick pick and roll, early offense. Bassett just catches and finishes. Smart play.
My favorite stats in the notes this week. Bassett took 3 charges in 1 game this year up at Georgia in that big win for the Gators. Florida 3-3 in the SEC, trying to avoid its first 3-4 start in the league since way back in 1998, Billy Donovan's 2nd season. Back iron for Davis. Bassett the board.
Not only the board, but the box out. It's the little things, the fundamental things.
Now, if you're Hudson, you're trying to break out of this slump. You're only shooting 24% from downtown. You want to get another shot up, right?
Absolutely, as quick as possible, but do it out of the framework of the offense.
Six for Allen. And Bassett swatted that one out of bounds. Gators by 2, 3:36 to go here in Gainesville. Critical SEC matchup for 2 teams with NCAA aspirations this year.
Doreen, Jimmy, Pat Bradley will be with you coming up at halftime. Get you set for LSU's game tonight. The keys to their success. Can Auburn stop the slide? Florida 6 points in a minute and a half. It's a scoring spree.
Yeah, Kayvon Allen needs to shoot 16, 17 times a game. He's only shooting 11 times right now. That's not enough. Ole Miss giving themselves a chance. Only 4 turnovers right now.
Yeah, all right, lots more coming up at halftime, gents.
So it's interesting. You hear the studio talking about Kayvon Allen needs to shoot a little bit more. Mike White would like to see Kayvon Allen shoot a little bit more. And Kayvon Allen's got to decide to shoot a little bit more.
Yeah, his SEC numbers have been fantastic. As a matter of fact, he's in the top 5 in scoring, field goal percentage, free throw percentage, 3-point percentage, where he's #1. He just got off to a slow start this season.
If I ever had a coach come to me back on the old JV team at AC Flora High School in Columbia, South Carolina, and say, you need to shoot more. Well, oh, I'm taking that seriously.
Trust me, you're not hearing those words from me as your coach. Philpott, pass, slide your feet, move.
I'm a chucker. I'm a chucker. I want to shoot it. You see Allen's numbers. That's about a 5-point increase over his total production this year in terms of points per game. So Allen really starting to increase his level of play. We'll see if that continues tonight. Only 2 points thus far, 1 of 5 from the floor.
Ole Miss just 1 of 9 from the arc.
I would ask you this too. You know, these 2 teams both have a couple of significant freshmen playing a lot of minutes. this is the time of year where those first-year players hit the proverbial wall, right? That's something you got to overcome this time of year, as Davis has helped out.
I asked Mike White that at shoot-around today about his freshman, and he says he's concerned about it, but he hasn't seen the signs yet. You take a look at 2 of the freshmen, Johnson and Nimhard, on the bench, and Locke coming back in now.
Well, to that point, it's the first time in 20 years that Florida has started 3 freshmen in a game.
Well, if you're going to start 3 freshmen, unless your names are, and you play for Duke, and your names are Williamson and Reddish and Barrett, you're going to be inconsistent.
I hate it when you're right that quickly. Tied at 25.
Yeah, and excuse me, fouled by Ballard, so easy points for Ole Miss. Davis at the line.
He's got 9. That was a second personal on Ballard.
Here's the 1-3-1. And then once the ball goes below the free throw line, Ole Miss gets to the 2-3.
And that's what Kermit Davis is known for, switching defenses.
He's played it forever and ever. Got a lot of mileage out of it.
Allen is short. Hudson tries to rip it away, and he succeeds. Jalen Hudson. Athletic move. They could not finish. Back to Ole Miss.
Love the effort, but you've got to play smart. Ole Miss is in the bonus. You foul 90 feet from the basket.
Put your coaching cap on for me for a second. For Jalen Hudson. Numbers were phenomenal last year. Led the team in scoring. It's not happening this year. How many different buttons do you try to press if you're Mike White to get him going?
A lot. And I don't mean to be flippant there. I mean, as a coach, you're always searching for what buttons to push to get the very best out of your players. And especially, Roy, your seniors. Every coach wants their seniors to go out with a bang.
Davis has 11 after a couple of free throws.
And when you're talking about Hudson, you know, Mike White was the first to point out, you're not talking about a guy that doesn't want to be coached, is coachable in the film room, sees what he's making his mistakes on. He just hasn't been able to convert it.
Bassett inside, bothered by Olenicek, who picks up the personal.
So speaking of seniors playing their best basketball, and I'm going to leave somebody off my list here, but these guys have kind of saved their best for last, whether you're talking about Brown at Auburn, Admiral at Tennessee. Eric Coleman has been sensational for Mississippi State. How about Hassani Gravett at South Carolina and Jordan Geist at Missouri? These are all seniors that are playing the best basketball of their career.
How about Locke? The spin move, that was fancy.
That's a high degree of difficulty.
Davis, Henson, approaching 2 to play, and a foul inside. That'll go against Ole Miss.
Well, there's your charge taker, Bassett.
Second on Henson. Bassett was ready and waiting. Took those 3 charges at Georgia, as we mentioned earlier.
Guys that take the charges like that, you know who doesn't, who does not like that? Teammates. Because you get in the habit of that in practice. And teammates hate that in practice.
I can see why. Tyree off and running. The floater. Davis gets it back and is fouled inside. Terrence Davis with some commentary afterwards.
I love the motor by Davis. He was the only guy jumping for this rebound. Watch the defense first. Kind of a lazy pass. And then Tyreek comes right at you. But watch when the ball goes up, there's only one guy who jumps. And that's the guy going to the free throw line.
Davis, the leading scorer with 11 points tonight, has 1 more free throw. Mark, we've had 3 ties, 6 lead changes already. And you can tell these 2 teams filling each other out a little bit in this first half. Kermit Davis and Mike White trying to figure things out.
And Davis is going to have to pay taxes here in Alachua County. He's been at the line so much. Ole Miss back man-to-man. Played a few possessions in the zone, the 1-3-1. Not to worry, we'll see it again.
Davis with 10 free throw attempts. Kayvon Allen, a nice finish. Allen has 4, 2 of 7 from the field. Ten on the shot clock. Tyree bottled up again. Pass was rejected. And how about that defense by the Gators?
Last possession, Kayvon Allen. They want to be more aggressive. He splits defenders, gets up in the air, and the little scoop off the window.
Allen exploded for 31 against Texas A&M. Olejniczak, the blocking foul.
Yeah, I don't know why coaches teach the hard hedge anymore. Olejniczak picks up his second. And you don't want to put this guy to the free throw line.
Allen, second in the SEC in free throw percentage. I like how you set me up with that. 86% at the line. Former 2-time Gatorade Player of the Year in Arkansas. Out of Little Rock, he'll get one more. And one of the best, not the best, in Florida history at the stripe. Gators by 3. So mark the Rebels without a field goal in the last 4.5 minutes. This has been a first half built on runs for both sides. Tyree down low.
I thought he got fouled on the play.
I think he did too. Under a minute to play. Hudson wills that one in and a chance for 3.
I really felt like Hudson gave up a 3 to do the drive. But what an acrobatic finish. Take another look. Hudson is open in the corner, but decides to drive. And then splitting defenders, impressive.
Hudson with a 3-pointer. And that last basket, he's got 5 here in our first half. 13-second differential between game and shot clock. No, that's your 2-for-1 special. You'd love to see Ole Miss electing not to go that route. Schuler bounced that pass out of bounds. Outstanding defense.
Bassett's been the X factor for the Gators off the bench. Blocking shots, being rim protector, being in the right place at the right time, staying with his verticality. Schuler just panicked and threw a shoestring pass.
Shot clock is off. Gators own the best defense in the SEC so far this year. And offense has been a different story.
Look for a late ball screen for Allen on top.
Here it comes. Allen, skip pass. And the Rebels hold on that final possession. The Gators close the first half on an 8-3 run as Florida leads 33-30 here at the break. Terrence Davis led all scorers with 11 first half points. It was scoring by committee for Florida here at home. And that strong finish of the second half has Florida out in front 33-30. We send you now to the studio. Dory Noka, Pat Bradley, Coach Jimmy Dykes for the halftime report.
All right, guys, thank you very much. So Florida, nice late first half run to go in with the lead. I know it's a little thing here, but Jalen Hudson been missing in action. He's 2 for 3. It's not a big thing. It is 1 3. He's 24% shooting in his last 7 games. You'll take anything and maybe hope it's a start. In general, when you look at Florida in this half, what have you seen?
Well, first of all, I think it's a huge game for Florida because we're 50 days away from the first round of games in the NCAA tournament. That's a short window now starting to close down, and Joe Lunardi, as of tonight, has Florida as the first team out. So it's almost like this is a must-win on their home floor. Florida in their half-court offense can be stagnant and rough. It's probably the best way to explain it at times. but their defense is really, really good, Dari. What I like about Kayvon Allen tonight, he's taken 7 shots in the first half. We said a little while ago that I like him taking 17 or 18.
Yeah.
I like him being aggressive. He made a terrific play at the end of the half right there, drove the ball, just the shot didn't fall. But this is a team right now coming off of, well, they scored 50 points at TC over the weekend on 66 possessions. Their half-court offense isn't good enough to win, so they rely on their defense, which is really good, and Kayvon Allen being more aggressive.
They're on pace now, right? They allow 61, right? They only gave up 30, so, yeah, they're on track. When I look at Ole Miss, I get the road recipe, and it starts with limiting turnovers. They've got 6 turnovers, and it's resulted in 4 Florida points. They're usually getting 20 for the game, turning teams over 17 times. And in their losses to Iowa State, they took care of the ball, but they gave up a point in the paint. So when you look at what I think Ole Miss is doing a better job of, their offense starts above the free throw line and outside the three-point line. And they're using Florida's defensive aggressiveness against them. They're getting some cuts to the rim and getting some open looks.
Last time Florida started 3-4 in league play, which they would be if they lose this game, 1998.
Wow.
How about that?
Do your homework, Dari.
You were playing.
That was Jason Williams, White Chocolate.
There you go.
Will and Billy Donovan.
All right, how about LSU? Guys, tonight, they got a chance to go to 7-0 in league play. They could win their 10th straight game, and they're cruising, absolutely cruising. When you look at why LSU has been as dominant as they have, one of the big reasons is their point guard, a sensational player, Tremont Waters. You see, he leads the league in steals a game, 14 points. Doesn't turn the ball over much. You'll take that assist to turnover, right, Jimmy? When you look at Tremont Waters, what jumps out to you the most?
I see this as a kid playing as well as any point guard in this league, and Ashton Hagans from Kentucky is playing like an all-SEC player right now, and Jordan Bone from Tennessee is probably the best point guard, and this kid's right there with him. Now, what he's learned to do is play with talent around him this year, but look at his numbers in league play, guys. He's averaged 18 points, 7.5 assists. There's 3 things that I fear right now in this league if you have to defend them. P.J. Washington on the left block, Grant Williams with the ball in the middle of the floor, and this kid in transition in the half court. He's a slippery dude that can get his shot off. He's a very good defender as well, getting about 3 steals a game. This is a kid right now that is so undervalued, not only in our own league, but on the national level. Very, very good player.
And they shoot. They shoot well.
Well, they do, and Vermont's got a lot of weapons to work with. They have 7 guys that shoot well into 30% and above range. He can play 5 guys at the same time that are true threats from the three-point line. That's how they came back from Missouri on the road.
Crazy, yeah.
It was their defense creating some timely turnovers and then making some timely shots at the end of the game. And they didn't shoot well throughout the game, but you can't keep them down from the three-point line.
No question. And then the defense, right? We talked about Tremont Waters, showed you 3 steals a game. It's about a third of what his team comes up with, almost 10 steals a game. Defense, you question their defense? They didn't like it much.
They didn't like me.
But they do turn you over.
Yeah, they do. And what I like about them right now, you look at LSU, they've made 142 free throws. Their opponents have only attempted 136. So I know Will has questioned their defense, but they've also shown the ability to defend pretty well without fouling. I'm telling you, they got dudes. I talked to some NBA scouts last night. When they walk out on the floor with that purple and yellow on, you think, is this the Lakers or is it LSU? That's how they look. This is a team, I'm telling you. Don't be shocked at all if they're in the second weekend, they win a Sweet 16 game, and they're sitting right there maybe 1 win away from a Final Four. That's how talented this team is.
I mean, when you got Emmett Williams, now Emmett Williams wears the shorts like how we used to wear them back in the day.
Mine were shorter than yours.
I mean, his legs are like redwood trees, man. I mean, it's what they do is they got great length, so they touch a lot of basketballs, deflections, hands on a lot of balls. I saw it every game. They'll be able to do that, turn teams over, and they can get in transition, coach. They've got so much talent. It's fun to watch. They're a fun team to watch.
Clear number 3 in this league to you guys? Clear number 3?
Right now I would. Just by watching them play, and I think their schedule sets up really well for them. They could start off 8-0 in this league.
Say they look like the Lakers. If you listen to this Anthony Davis stuff enough, half of those guys might end up in Louisiana right there with them, too.
You know what? The Lakers aren't going to make the playoffs this year, so I'm not sure how good that is.
Although what's make the Lakers now is one guy, LBJ.
I think you're probably right. All right, Florida leading by 3 right now. Jalen Hudson, 2 for 3 from the floor. Take it all day. He's got 5. We're back in a moment. Don't forget when it's all over, look, the three of us are together on the promo.
You must be telling a funny joke there, Dari.
Yeah, you got, look at you. You just got that big smiley grin.
You have a tie on, Dari?
Look at my pocket square. Look at my pocket square. The four of us, including your pocket square, will be on SEC Net when we're all done with basketball. We've got another game after this one, of course. Hello. 33-30 Gators. Back in. Auburn's lost 3 straight. They are next on this network. Home against Missouri. What do you need to see from Auburn?
Auburn has to guard, Dari. Right now, they're just not guarding at all. 80 points a game, 46% field goal defense. That's not good enough to win in this league.
Part of that is Jeremiah Tillman's going to be big in the block. You got Spencer and McLemore. No Wiley in there to bang with him.
Yeah.
All right, Auburn, Missouri. That game coming up next. I heard Wiley may be back in this game. We'll see.
I hope he needs to.
Coin toss.
Back in Gainesville, Albert and Alberta looking on just outside Exactech Arena, 33-30 as we get set for the start of our second half. Gators out in front of Ole Miss. Terrence Davis, 12 first half points. Mark getting the job done for the Rebels.
3-point line is the difference, though. Florida's made 4, Ole Miss just 1 of 9, and 7 different players have scored for the Gators. And when you talk about how Florida scored in the first half, that 3-point line is so important. They made 4 threes, but it came from 4 different players. Whether you're talking about Nembhard or Locke or Johnson or Hudson, that's a good sign for Florida in the first half.
And especially with Jalen Hudson getting the job done from behind the 3-point arc. Mark Wise, Roy Philpott. It's never too early, in my opinion, to talk about the bubble. And right now, these two teams could be bubble-licious come March. Right now, Ole Miss is in the tournament, according to Joe Lunardi. Florida is in the first 4 out, which really heightens the importance of this game, right?
Both of these teams are in the 30s in the net ranking, so it represents a different quadrant opportunity for each team. Oddly enough, for Ole Miss, it's a quadrant 1 opportunity. For for Florida, it's a quadrant 2 opportunity. Nonetheless, it's a resume builder for both teams, and that's what's the beauty of this time of the year.
For Ole Miss, quadrant 1 because it's on the road.
Correct.
And for Florida, quadrant 2 because it's at home. At least that's the premise.
If I'm Kermit Davis, I'm looking at some of the numbers. I'm thrilled we're only down 3, and they start the second half in the 1-3-1.
Trapping zone pressure inside to Hayes, who lost his balance. And appears to be okay.
I think he got undercut by Schuler. That's the beauty of having a 6'5" guard, Nembhard, who can see over the defense. There's Nembhard on your left. Watch the way he's going to throw over.
It's outstanding vision. A tough pass to make. That was the second foul on Schuler. Gators back to work. Johnson the pump fake. Couldn't finish, but Hayes gets it back. Puts it in.
I think Hayes just kind of shot this like a pickup game at the Y, getting fouled along the way. Johnson threw the ball over the rim. Be active on the offensive glass. Hayes knew he was going to get fouled and just kind of flipped it up there.
Third foul on Henson, who quickly checks out. Meanwhile, this is Florida's largest advantage of the night. And Hayes has 7.
Florida has played this 1-2-2 3-quarter zone all season after scores. Some nights they're effective in managing and forcing turnovers. Tonight, Ole Miss has been pretty solid.
Buffett, the spin, puts it in. They're going to wave off the basket. Fouls on the court. Now there's more men's college basketball action headed your way next Tuesday night. Coach Cal and number 7 Kentucky will host Frank Martin and the South Carolina Gamecocks from Rupp. It's going to be rocking again, and of course also on the ESPN app. Hayes just picked up his 2nd personal. I thought they may give him that bucket there. It was close. 6 to shoot for Ole Miss.
Now the Rebels, Mark, have lost 3 of 4 after that incredibly hot start. They rose to number 20 in the national rankings.
All of a sudden, expectations changed.
Right? It's funny how that works. 4 on the shot clock. Buffin's got to hurry. And gets the bailout whistle in traffic.
Had a chance to talk with Kermit Davis today, and he talked about that in terms of the expectations all of a sudden went through the roof. I also asked him this. I said, if Kermit Davis from Idaho, just getting started in the profession, was standing right next to you, what advice would you give him? And I thought his answer was really telling. He said, I would take my time making decisions. Making decisions about recruiting, making decisions about who to hire with his staff, that it took him a while to learn to slow down, because everything as a head coach is such a sprint.
That's an interesting response, because you've asked that same question to other coaches in the league, and I remember what Rick Barnes told us. And it comes down to the hires that you make on your staff, and you really can't emphasize the importance of that enough. Taking your time to make the right hire, or to surround yourself with the kinds of coaches that are going to help your team the most. And sometimes that may go against your gut instinct as a head man.
He just said, as a young head coach, I felt like I had to make decisions so quickly. And so he learned to slow himself down.
Four on the shot clock. Lock, a little stop and pop. Davis the board.
I keep thinking that Ole Miss has an explosion right around the corner in terms of offense.
Buffett nearly traveled. Outside to Davis, who launches and connects, and a big shot for Ole Miss.
41% from beyond the arc on the season. Struggled in that game against Iowa State.
He's got 15 tonight to lead all scorers. Lead is 1 for Florida.
It's the same hard hedge. You just can't do it in this day and age of big guys stepping out.
He's got 3. Kermit Davis will sit him down on the Ole Miss bench. And Bruce Stevens checks back in.
Roy, don't you get the sense that these two teams could play 7 halves and we wouldn't have but 5 points separating?
It's got that vibe to it. Johnson inside, a strong finish. The lead is back to 3. 8 straight meetings between these two teams have been decided by 9 points or less, and 13 of the last 14 in single digits. That goes all the way back to 2008. So Florida and Ole Miss tangle. Chances are it's going to be close. Buffett inside. A 3 the hard way for number 14. He's had some big shots tonight.
He has been a super big-time lift off the bench. Double figures 3 times this year. But he's been really good in some bigger games. Had 13 against LSU, had 16 against Auburn. Gainesville, Georgia is where he went to high school. And if you can give me the Gainesville, Georgia nickname, I would be really impressed.
That's where Deshaun Watson went, so a lot of people know it, but it's not on the top of my head right now.
Red Elephants.
That's right. I hate it when you stump me like that. You've been waiting all night to do that. 3 minutes in, we're tied at 38. It is an unusual mascot. Kayvon Allen. 3 bodies hit the deck, no foul. It'll stay on this end.
Johnson and Bassett both went after the rebound at the same time. This might have been a little friendly fire.
Bassett, the 6'9" sophomore, will take his time.
Take another look after the rebound. Yeah, I think it's Johnson that runs into Bassett. Teammate to teammate, and maybe got after falling down.
Ouch. Stevens Right over the top there. Got him. Now, Florida's been battling injuries, especially in the front court this year. Keith Stone out for the season with that ACL tear.
Not a lot of bodies in the front court for the Gators and Mike White. So they've had to play small ball, and one of the reasons why they struggle on the glass.
Another close matchup between Ole Miss and Florida. Down low. Stokes! Yeah, he's alone.
Got really good hands for a big guy.
Offensive foul, and Stevens the guilty party. That's his second.
And Kermit Davis is not buying that call. Up immediately. Take another look. Does Johnson establish himself? Again, this is the toughest call for any official every night, the block charge.
Jay Billis made a great point on Twitter the other night. He said if you removed how the officials call the offensive foul, where they do a little shucking and jive in there with the emphasis, yeah, you'd get half as many offensive fouls. Johnson off the bounce.
I think Johnson got tired of Buffin driving on him, and here's the first miscue against the press.
Lombard came out of there with it. Kayvon Allen. Gators by 4. Couldn't finish on that possession.
Tell you who's been quiet is Tyree.
4 points tonight on just 5 shots taken. Hard the rebound off the Stevens miss. Quick trigger for Locke. Gators with their largest lead at 7.
Such a quick release, but a quiet release.
Tyree will call a timeout. Kermit Davis will talk things over.
Early offense for the Florida Gators has been so important this season. Noah Locke with a little help from his point guard, Andrew Nembhard. And Locke with the quiet shot. Gators on top by 7.
Now, coming up later tonight, the SEC Now team will have all of tonight's scores and highlights headed your way. That's after Missouri and Auburn wrap up things here on the SEC Network. And, of course, also streaming live on the ESPN app. No one covers the SEC like we do.
Roy, when we had a chance to talk with Mike White today and his frustrations with his team in terms of their execution and trying to get the best out of his team on a nightly basis, you could tell he was frustrated about it, trying to push the right buttons. This team has lost, 8 games. 6 of those games were one possession in the last minute. They just haven't won the close games.
The question is, how do you turn the corner more than halfway through the season, and you've got some veterans, and you've got some inconsistent play, and you've got 3 freshmen all playing significant minutes. So you've got all these pieces. The question is, how can you blend them together cohesively?
Well, that's the million-dollar question. What he's been able to get out of this squad defensively has been unbelievable. That's way too easy.
Stevens a spark. He's got 4. We mentioned it earlier. He had 22 against Florida last year. Stokes. Davis skies for the board. 8 rebounds tonight for Terrence Davis, 3 in red. Tyree's been out of rhythm. That Missouri-Auburn game coming up later tonight. Mizzou blowing a 14-point lead with just over 2 minutes to go at home against LSU this weekend. See if the Tigers can bounce back against the Tigers. Timeout on the floor. Lead is 5 for Florida here at home. Gators leading Ole Miss here at home, 45-40, under 15 to play. Back in Gainesville, Mark Wise, Roy Philpott. For all you hoop junkies out there, the Hoop Junkie Jet next week
Where are we going?
We're going to Ole Miss. We're going to see the Rebels on the square at the Pavilion. The time is now as we take you from Gainesville to Ole Miss on the Hoop Junkie Jet.
So when you go to Oxford, of course, that means the square in Oxford, downtown Oxford, and we're going to get our look at the Pavilion at Ole Miss, a beautiful venue for basketball. And when you're talking about Texas A&M and coming off that upset win over Kansas State in the SEC Big 12 Challenge.
65-53 the final score. Right now, Joe Lunardi has the Rebels in the dance as a 9 seed. 4-2 mark in league play, impressive. What do you see else right here?
Quadrant 1 record, 3-5. That's why this game is so important for Ole Miss. It represents a Quadrant 1 win opportunity.
Professor Wise, we need you to break that down for us because a lot of people don't understand the net rankings or the quadrant system, even though the quadrant system's been in place now for a couple of years.
And that remaining Quadrant 1 games, that's been the most impressive thing about the depth of the SEC.
Yeah.
So Florida actually has even more Quadrant 1 games remaining in their last 11 after tonight.
I was on a radio show in Arkansas today, and they were asking me about the Razorbacks and kind of what their chances are this year. And I said, you know, it's interesting because the SEC is so much deeper. Are you kidding me? Did that just happen?
My goodness.
Johnson.
Ole Miss fell asleep on the out under.
Wow. When I was talking about the depth of the league there for a second, Johnson had other ideas off the inbounds. Davis inside a whirling dervish.
You have to challenge at the rim.
He's got 17, Mark. Lead is 5.
1-3-1 again.
Jalen Hudson checking back in. Open inside again, Keontae Johnson.
But that happened because Florida was able to go guard to guard several times and move the zone.
Johnson's got 13. That's a new career high. A couple of sensational plays out of that last timeout. Take me through that last sequence there.
You know what this play is called? Trampoline. Get on your trampoline, young fella. Keontae Johnson. And then here's the guard to guard, which changes the help defender on the weak side of the zone. And then Johnson came up gimpy on that drive.
More injuries for the Gators. 7 on the shot clock. Tyree notices and connects.
He's been way too quiet for too long tonight.
And a 22 against Iowa State in the SEC Big 12 Challenge on Saturday in Oxford. And a turnover as Ballard stepped out of bounds.
And it's the kind of turnover that just drives coaches nuts. You've got to have great court awareness. Nembhard with a super skip pass.
Gators now with 7 miscues. Davis left open. Pops out to Stevens. And 7 minutes into this second half, you can feel the sense of urgency now in this Florida fan base and in both teams on the court. Bumping back to the basket. Again inside, and again a chance for 3.
This will be a defensive unit for Florida that is really challenged because Stokes and Hudson are on the floor at the same time. Kermit Davis sees that, isolates Buffin inside, and he just plays a little smash mouth hoops at the rim.
10 points already for KJ Buffin. Came in averaging just under 6 per game.
Good-looking freshman, isn't he?
I think so. He's come off the bench in all 19 games for Ole Miss this year. Kayvon Allen checks back in for Florida. .62% at the line. And Ole Miss now in the midst of a 6-0 run.
Joe Lindsay will stop the action for a moment.
I think he's going to get Kermit Davis back in the coaching box. This is going to be a warning, and Kermit Davis knows it.
He retreated back rather quickly.
He's got the guilty look.
He really does. Hands behind his back there.
Well, I've said I have no idea why we extended the coaching box. These guys get paid a lot of money to coach to the other end of the floor. Officials can't get away from the coaches now. Rules committee, are you listening? Put the coaching box back.
Professor Wise has the mic. Under 10 on the shot clock. Stokes. Ballard. His second turnover in the last 2 minutes.
Wasn't a great pass, but you got to be able to catch it.
So Ballard checks out. Okaru is back in for Florida. You could tell Mike White just trying to figure things out with his team. He's got some pieces. He's got some talent. He's got some youth. He's got some experience. Trying to fit it all together here in the heart of conference play. And he's got some injuries he's been dealing with too, and obviously losing Keith Stone at Georgia. Tyree inside, emphatic finish.
Be careful because Tyree can heat up in a hurry.
He's got that fiery kind of personality. Our 8th lead change tonight, Kayvon Allen. Nifty move, couldn't finish. And it feels like Ole Miss, Mark, has some mojo on its side.
And kind of grabbing the mojo as well.
Stevens with a hand in his face.
I'm not sure that's the shot you want there.
How about the effort by Davis to grab the rebound and foul by Locke? Tyree, the nasty dunk. Ole Miss back in front, 50-49. The Rebels with Uncle Mo on their side. .29 to go back in Gainesville. Ole Miss leading Florida 50-49. A good one here inside Exactech Arena. Mark Wise, Roy Philpott, as we take a look at tonight's Good Hands play brought to you by Allstate. And moments ago, what a move and what a pass to Keontae Johnson, Professor Wise.
Trampoline. That's what the play should be called. Keontae Johnson takes the lob pass in front of the rim, gets on his trampoline, and finishes with the one-handed flush.
Good Hands play brought to you by Allstate. Good work. And out of the timeout, Johnson back on the floor. It's going to be an interesting finish here in Gainesville. These two teams thinking about postseason play. Gators right now just on the outside looking in, according to ESPN bracketologist Joe Lunardi. Ole Miss right now would be a 9 seed, according to Joey Brackets. And of course, it's still the end of January, still a lot of time.
Are you like me? Do you look forward to the daily email from Joey B?
You know the answer to that.
Brackets?
Yes. Davis from downtown. It's all net, and Ole Miss now leads by 4.
You just got the sense that Ole Miss was due for an explosion on the offensive end. And where does it come from? As usual, Davis and Tyree.
An 11-0 run for the Rebels. Hudson blocked inside, a late whistle.
That's a good call by Mike White out of the timeout.
Buffett, the guilty party. Hudson will go to the stripe. 61% this year. And women's basketball headed your way this Thursday, 6:30, South Carolina and Kentucky from Lexington. Presented by Regions Bank. And the game, of course, also live on the ESPN app, as well as here at the SEC Network.
Now, this has been one of the great mysteries. Jalen Hudson in his career has been a very average free throw shooter. Just 61% this year, 0 for 2 tonight.
And had a chance for that three-point play in the first half. Couldn't convert. 1 of 2 here. It's a one-possession game. Gators led by 3 at the break. Ole Miss now with a 3-point advantage. Under 11 to play. Buffett. A wide open path
right to the rack.
Ole Miss getting whatever they want, and I don't think Mike White is very happy. Ole Miss basically straight line driving to the rim.
KJ Buffin averaging 5.9 points coming in, 13 tonight, including 10 so far in the second half. We mentioned the Gators' resume. 11-8 may not indicate an NCAA tournament team, but that 3-3 mark in the SEC and a tough non-conference slate as Florida just on the outside looking in.
The strength of schedule is going to continue to come down. Remember, they have to play Kentucky twice, LSU twice, Tennessee twice. The lacking part is the quadrant 1 wins. And yet they have 7 such remaining games and opportunities.
Tough opportunities.
Tough opportunities, but it starts Saturday. Kentucky is here. Then they're on the road next week at Auburn and Tennessee. That's certainly a tough slate. You hate to be the first team out, not only on Lunardi's first 4, but the very first team listed.
It's a bitter pill. And Mike White understands the importance of these games coming up. Johnson inside.
That's just great movement without the ball. A lot of times teams will stand, especially when a teammate gets the ball in the paint like Allen did. But Johnson just kept moving. Moving to his left, Allen sees him, and the easy finish for the and one opportunity.
Third foul on Stevens. Florida actually had a 7-point lead just under 14 minutes to go in this game. Ole Miss has been on a run. They've converted 4 of their last 5 field goals, a 13-1 run in the process. Tyree feeling it. And he's going to shoot a pair.
Nothing fancy. This is just a clear out. Can you guard me? And Breon Tyree has been super aggressive.
Rebels in the bonus. Gators also in the bonus for the final 10 minutes. And Tyree now in double figures.
I liked finding out that Tyree is the chair of the SEC Men's Basketball Leadership Council. Trying to make an impact in a different way. I love that.
Foul went against Hudson, his 3rd. Have a seat on Mike White's bench. Lead is back to 5. Danger zone right now for the Gators. It's interesting. They've turned it on at different points this year. You go back to that road win at Georgia. Florida trailed by 5 late before winning, going away by double digits. It's Joe Lindsey.
And yet another foul on a hedge on a screen. Especially when it's 40 feet from the basket. Why not just go under the screen?
Oh, right in front of Joe Lindsey. That's Buffin second too, right?
You're up 5. You've got momentum on your favor, and now you're going to put Allen to the free throw line.
86% this season. One more coming. The pace in this game in the second half has picked up considerably. Allen with 8. Trapping, 3/4 court pressure now for the Gators. We'll shift back into the zone.
Can Florida guard Ole Miss?
Man-to-man Stevens, triple team. In and out. Save to Tyree.
Buffin is so active.
Freshman from Gainesville, Georgia. 13 points tonight, a couple of rebounds. Tyree wants it, you can tell.
Good challenge by Hayes there.
Lock for 3.
That's that little handoff in transition. They've made one on both sides of the floor now.
He's got 11, 7 ties. Check that, 5 ties, 8 lead changes tonight. And it's been back and forth throughout this second half here in Gainesville. Back to Florida.
Buffin's pass was the right idea. Davis was wide open. Just too much steam on the pass. Again, a little dribble handoff in transition. Locke doesn't need a lot of room. There's just enough confusion defensively. And if you allow Locke a good vision at the rim, you're asking for trouble.
I love the stroke for the freshman from Baltimore. And a team-high 51 triples coming into this game tonight. Allen left open. Tyree turns it over.
Quick hands of Bassett. He's been impactful on the defensive end.
Good to see him back on the court as well after being helped off early stages of this second half. Nembhard will set up the offense. And a foul on Davis. That'll be his third. Well, a good one brewing here in Gainesville, tied at 57 with 8 to go. Well, back in Gainesville, Florida, tied at 57 between the Gators and Ole Miss. Mark Wise, Roy Philpott. Now we take you to Auburn. Mike Morgan, Barry Booker joins us for this matchup with Missouri coming to town. And Mike, let's start with you. Auburn's lost 3 in a row. What's it going to take to get off the snide tonight at home?
Roy, I think first off, when you talk about Auburn's struggles, you have to talk about the loss of what they have in the middle without Austin Wiley. 3 games in a row, Barry, and in those 3 games, they've lost all 3. You combine that with the fact that they're just not defending very well at all. They've got to shore that up.
Yeah, that is absolutely the key for the Auburn Tigers. They're doing a good job forcing turnovers, but they are so small inside and on the perimeter that teams can shoot over them, and they're scoring too easily.
Guys, update us on the status of Austin Wiley. When might we see him again?
Well, I understand that we will see him again, but it is still undetermined. He has seen some action. He's still wearing that walking boot, but it's still probably at least another 10 days or so before Austin Wiley's back on the court. Big news also from Auburn Arena, Mark Smith, the SEC's leading three-point shooter, second leading scorer from the Missouri Tigers, will not play this evening as well.
And that combined with the psychological damage of that game against LSU, where you give up a 14-point lead in under 2 minutes, a lot for Missouri to overcome tonight in front of a hostile crowd here at Auburn.
No doubt about it, guys. Thank you.
How about those pocket squares? You guys are killing it tonight.
It's Pat Bradley's inspiration. That's
What
we're
Mike
always
said there at the very end is what I'm curious to see. When you blow a 14-point lead at home with just over 2 minutes to go, you lose in overtime by 6 after the fact. That is really difficult mentally to overcome. And now Missouri's got to go on the road when they should have beaten LSU. Didn't happen.
Right. Vanderbilt had a hard time getting over the tough loss to Tennessee.
And Kentucky had a lot to do with that. Boy, they looked good last night. Gators down in the midst of a 7-0 run to regain the lead. And back and forth we go. Check back on the floor. Buffin has been a standout tonight. Operating in traffic, he turns it over.
How about the courage of Kermit Davis, though, to call Buffin's number, understanding that his freshman's kind of got the feel of the game, so he's going to give him one good look.
13 points, 3 rebounds tonight. Rebels have turned it over 3 straight trips. What's this game going to throw at us next? Welcome to the SEC. Oliniechek, how about a steal? And a almost finish. And Schuler is there to clean it up.
Credit Schuler, though, being the extra effort guy there.
He's got 5. Florida back to work, approaching 7 to play. And Allen turns it over. 3 on 2. Davis. Strong finish Nash in the paint.
Back-to-back possessions. Florida does not even get a shot on goal.
Rebels back in front. Davis has 22. Outside. Block.
Wouldn't you want to play with Nembhard if you're a three-point shooter? His ability to find teammates, outstanding.
Well, he did his best Steve Nash impersonation, dribbling under the basket there before finding Locke wide open. Gators by 1. And here's a steal. Locke wants it. This has turned out to be a heck of a ball game.
Allen one-on-one with D.C. Davis on top. I think Mike White would prefer Allen to drive there. Talk about a misfortunate set of circumstances. Davis was doing the Iverson cut and just ran into Olenicek at the time that Schuler was making the pass. .20 red. The Iverson cut just runs into Olenicek at the same time Schuler threw the pass. Tough break for the Rebels.
Ole Miss has turned it over 5 of their last 7 possessions. Meanwhile, we're up to 11 lead changes, 6 ties tonight. Johnson the bump fake, and he traveled.
Just a little happy feet. It was the right idea. Both teams making mistakes in crunch time. A lot at stake here.
Gators on the bubble. Ole Miss listed as a 9 seed, according to Joe Lenardi, our ESPN bracketologist. How many more times are you going to hear the word bubble between now and mid-March? Five minutes to play. Schuler, lightning fast to the rack.
That elite speed paying dividends.
I think it's safe to say that stress reaction in the left foot appears to be healing quite nicely.
Here's a 2-3 zone.
Nembhard down low. And Hayes will shoot a pair. Davis picks up the personal. That's his 4th. So that's a developing story. And ESPN Plus is your home for thousands of live events this year, including UFC Fight Night Saturday at 8 o'clock Eastern and the top-ranked light heavyweight title fight this Saturday at midnight. Sign up now, download the ESPN app, or visit ESPNplus.com.
I'm telling you right now at midnight, I've got Alvarez.
I bet you do. Versus Kovalev there. Tied at 63. Gators back in front. Couple of big free throws.
Hayes just 59% on the year.
Hayes has 9. Rebels will run their motion offense. Tyree left open. Can't give him that kind of real estate, Mark.
Great call by Kermit Davis. Great execution by Ole Miss. Little false action.
Back and forth we go. Locke will try to answer. Here come the Rebels. Schuler up and running. Puts it in transition. Nicely done.
1 against 3. How did he get that to go?
He's got a different gear that he gets to. Number 4 to play. The Rebels now lead it by 4. So 3 by Tyree. The transition bucket seconds ago by Schuler. Olenicek again.
Last 2 Ole Miss possessions scoring at the rim. First, Tyree with the 3-ball off the little flare screen. And then how about this finish by Schuler? 1, 2, 3 white jerseys. And yet he finishes. Big time stuff.
Crunch time in Gainesville. 68-64, Ole Miss leading Florida on the road. Mark Wise-Roy, Philpott back and forth. We've gone throughout this second half. Johnson a career high 15 tonight, and Terrence Davis 1 rebound short of a double-double.
Wheels are churning in both huddles for Ole Miss. If I'm Kermit Davis, I'm telling the players, hey, don't look at the clock. Be aggressive offensively. If I'm Mike White, on the other hand, they're talking about getting defensive stops, because their best offense comes from their defense when they're able to get out and go.
Ole Miss has lost 3 of its last 4 after soaring into the top 20 of the AP poll 2 weeks ago. So whoever wins this game will exit with all kinds of momentum on its side.
Three-point shooting has evened out here as of late. And as you mentioned, Davis, all 10 of those free throws were in the first half. And Johnson with a new career high for Florida. Isn't this the kind of game we thought we were going to have, though?
It's been close between these two going all the way back 11 years ago. It's close again tonight. A lot on the line for both of these programs.
And yet, with the schedule that Florida has upcoming, I can't help but believe this is a bigger game for the Gators.
And maybe even more so because they're at home?
Well, just because they've got Kentucky next, and then next week on the road at Auburn and Tennessee. Yeah.
Trying to avoid a 3-4 start in the SEC for the first time since '98. One more for Allen.
Ole Miss has got to change that ball screen defense. They cannot keep fouling Allen with the hard hedge.
That was Oladichek's 4th personal as we went out to break. Davis also has 4, and Blake Hinson has 4 for Ole Miss as well.
Same play for Tyree.
Oladichek down low, banks it in.
Just beautiful execution on the offensive end. Taking the ball wherever you want, executing, getting the shot you want.
Physical move by Allen with a bounce.
That's just great individual effort, isn't it?
Allen with 14. Approaching 3 to play. Davis.
That's one he'd like to have back.
Locke just wants a crease. Allen versus Tyree. This is a matchup worth the price of admission. Johnson.
Pretty good defense that time by Ole Miss. Good defensive patience.
Crowd comes to life here in Gainesville.
Too much time to be too conservative.
Davis, fadeaway triple.
Wow. It was like off 1 foot.
And he says, coming back down the floor, my fault, my fault. Left open, Florida back in front.
Mick Cronin says defense is like boxing. You get your hands down, you get hurt.
Locke with 17. Davis left wide open. Can't finish. Bodies collide. It's back to the Gators.
What a play in recovery by Hayes. It looked like Davis was going to have a clear path to the basket. Countering quickly. Watch as Davis is attacking. Here's Hayes. That's just a great individual play. And then I don't know how the foul is on Ole Miss there.
Hinson, the guilty party. That's his 5th, Mark.
Oladichek with the nifty little finish there. Keontae Johnson landed on top of Davis. You're talking about 6'5", 225, solidly built.
So Hinson fouls out with just 2 points in 20 minutes. Came in averaging over 9 per contest, and now Florida chance to
increase this lead. Johnson at 67%, a costly miss.
Florida only puts one guy on the free throw line. I am never a fan of that. Changes the repetition part of free throws. Well, that's costly.
Golden opportunity for Ole Miss. And Kermit Davis will call a timeout.
Well, there are free throws and free throw percentages, and then there are free throw percentages in crunch time.
Means a little bit more in the final 90+ seconds, doesn't it?
And you cannot simulate it in practice. I don't care what you do. You can't put this atmosphere, the bodies in practice, the pressure. You can run all you want, but these kinds of things are hard to simulate.
No doubt. Gators, you see in the contest decided by 5 or less, they have not been good. If you're Mike White, defensively, how do you try to shore things up on this possession?
Well, one thing is you've got to stop the driving ability of Tyree and Davis. I think that has to be the focus of your defensive effort. And if somebody else scores, then so be it.
Sounds easy enough, by the way.
Yeah,
but it's been impossible for the rest of the conference. Now, Keontae Johnson, the freshman from Norfolk, Virginia, career high 15 tonight. He's been on fire, on point. A couple of huge baskets in the second half.
Knocked down a three. Drives to the rim for the finish in traffic a couple of times. But it was the lob play on the out under that got everybody's attention.
Trampoline is what that play is called.
Absolutely. You're convinced now.
Well, I know that it is. It's got to be. An efficient outing from the first-year player.
Teams, Roy, have to figure out ways to win close games. And sometimes when you've got a young squad, there's some painful lessons along the way.
And at this point, you don't care how you get there. You just want to get a W in this game tonight.
Buffin back on the floor to add another offensive threat for Ole Miss.
Oliniechek to Davis, working against Allen, the spin, and the finish.
That is a man's goal. Isolation for Davis.
What a night, 24 points. Our 16th lead change this evening. Allen will try to answer. A step back. In and out. And Johnson over the back, call for the foul.
Tried to pick on Davis with his 4 fouls. But when Allen stepped back for the jumper, you're eliminating why you want to run that. This is simply isolation for Davis. Called from the bench, and he just powers his way to the rim. Great left-handed finish.
That's one of the sweetest moves you're going to see this season, with the game on the line, trailing by a point in the final minute plus, and Buffin hits an important free throw.
The Ole Miss freshman makes his free throw. Florida's freshman misses 2. It's a big swing in a game like this.
No doubt. Lead is 3.
Does not have to be a 3, but you do need to attack. Mike White takes the timeout.
You like the timeout here?
Absolutely. If you've got timeouts, you've got a young team, I think you need to get everybody on the same page.
So a chance for us to catch our breath. 57 seconds to go. Two teams trying to eke out a conference victory as we approach the middle third of league season here in the SEC.
If I'm Mike White, I'm not going back to attacking Davis. I want to run what gets me my best looks, probably for Allen or Locke. Does not have to be a 3, but if you get one of those guys open, then yeah, go ahead and take it. Regardless, on the other end, Kermit Davis is talking to his guys about the same kind of stuff, and this is where scouting comes into play. When your assistant coaches have spent hours going over tape and what do teams run in late game situations. So he's talking about how to defend, and then more importantly, all 5 guys have to go to the glass.
Well, right now,
Ole Miss in the field of 68, according to Joe Lunardi, as a 9-seed. Florida among the first 4 teams left out of the tournament, and a chance for Ole Miss on the road to pick up a quadrant 1 victory. So huge for your postseason resume. Florida trying to hold serve at home, get above 500 in SEC play in the process.
And what happens from this point forward obviously will be dictated by this one possession. So needless to say, I think the game is on the line, especially for Florida right here.
They need points.
They need points in some way, shape, or form.
Locke has had the hot hand here in the second half. 17 points tonight. Johnson's got 15. Kayvon Allen with 14. And just 3 of 14 from the floor. How about this matchup? Allen versus Davis again. Davis wants it. Nembhard collects. Up and under. Gets it to go. Somehow it's a 1-point game.
The million-dollar question, do you just defend? Florida in their full court pressure now.
Tyree almost stepped out of bounds. 8-second differential between game and shot clock.
They're going to play it out defensively. I'm getting the ball to Davis.
9 to shoot. Tyree with an opening. High off the glass. In and out. Johnson corralled it for a moment. On the held possession, it'll stay with Ole Miss.
Looked like Johnson had it at first, and then there was the loose ball inside. Watch this English by Nembhard for the finish. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me?
I mean, that ball hit below the rim and then spun upwards to get over it. And then carry him in. That was incredible.
Now you have to deny and foul.
And Tyree finally fouled by Johnson. That'll be his 4th. Tyree at the stripe, 83% this year.
Well, even if he makes them both, it's still a 1-possession game, and that brings in the age-old discussion, do you foul or not? And I'm a fouler. I'm of the opinion that you foul. Now, the question is, should you foul with this much time remaining?
And the answer is no, if you were watching college basketball this past weekend.
Right.
NC State and Clemson, the Tigers found out the hard way with an early foul. NC State cashed in. Tyree with 1 more. That was clutch.
83% on the year. Solid there.
Him and Davis thrive in these moments. Big one now. Money. And a timeout called by Ole Miss. All right, so you're Mike White. You're trailing by 3. Let's say ideally you're able to get a jump shoot or a shot from behind the arc. What are you trying to do here?
Well, again, you want Nembhard getting the ball going up the floor. So make sure that your momentum is going in your direction. Well, Kermit Davis is trying to do just the opposite. Make sure that Nembhard, and I think the ball will go inbounds to Nembhard, and allow him to get into the front court. And then I'm having all kinds of action on the perimeter to try and free up a 3-point shooter.
What's the magic number in terms of seconds remaining to try to execute the foul so they can't get a 3-point shot off?
I would say if you can get 2 or 3 seconds in backcourt, then I'm fouling.
Right away. So
right away,
just 2 seconds and that's
yes.
it. All right.
Yes.
Well, Terrence Davis now with 24 and 10. 3rd double-double this season, the 9th of his career. He has been on point tonight. And it all comes down to this.
It looks like Nembhard's going to be the trigger man. So Allen wants to get the ball going with a head of steam, and Ole Miss has backed off to midcourt.
DC Davis checks in for the Rebels. 6 seconds to play. Allen probing, firing, and hitting for 3. Tied at 76.
coach in the country wants to answer this question. Who is willing to take and make a shot like that? And Mike White did not hesitate to get the ball in Allen's hands. And that's just a tough shot. I mean, Buffin is right there on the challenge. But again, Roy, that's why I found now different guys have been successful doing it different ways, but that is a big-time shot.
Buffin was right in his grill, and it didn't matter.
That didn't hit anything but dead center. Now, there's plenty of time here, and now let's flip the script, because this is all about where does Ole Miss catch the ball. If they catch it anywhere around midcourt, they'll have a chance. And remember this, Florida lost to South Carolina on a similar situation with a home run play.
Haase to Silva, and that really changed the complexion of both seasons for those two teams. They added 0.2 seconds back to the clock. And here we go.
Johnson guarding the ball out of bounds.
Schuler. Intercepted by Allen. Overtime in Gainesville. What a finish. Kayvon Allen with 17, tied at 76. We got an extra 5 minutes after this break. Don't you go anywhere.
Dari Nowkhah in studio. Extra basketball in Gainesville. Missouri and Auburn underway right now at Auburn Arena. You can check that game out over on the ESPN app, SEC Network Plus. And as soon as we are done at Exactech Arena, the O-Dome, we will get Missouri and Auburn over to the main SEC network. Right now, back to Roy and Mark, guys.
Dar, we got some work to finish up here in Gainesville. Tied at 76, 5 to go here as we get set for overtime.
You had nowhere to go. It doesn't get any better. A lot on the line, postseason burst. We're talking Lunardi, bracketology. It's a resume builder for both teams. It cannot get any better.
Now, Kayvon Allen, the hero for the moment to force this overtime period, and he just willed this one in, and it was pure from the onset.
Gets the switch off the screen by Hayes, and Buffin is right there. That's a great challenge, better shot.
I'm not going to tell you the season's on the line for Florida, but that shot, if they go on to win, it could be the turning point. Locke left open. On cue! Locke with 20. Tyree will try to answer, cannot. Locke, a heat check. Two-on-one, Tyree. Tied at 79, and back and forth we go.
My goodness. Locke's three-pointer did everything but go in, and then Tyree with the quick answer.
Brian Tyree now with 19. A minute into overtime. What a game this has turned out to be. Allen puts it in off the glass.
Nice job of splitting the defender that time, getting around Olenicek. Who can make the better plays when you're fatigued?
Buffett driving. Offensive foul.
We started this overtime with a set play by Florida. Allen releases the tip ahead. Allen sees his teammate cross-court Locke. But in transition to respond, Brian Tyree. And both sides scoring now. It is game on in overtime.
The second half and the extra 5 minutes so far. These two teams have exploded offensively compared to the first 20 minutes.
Has a March feel to it.
It certainly does. Florida by 2. Allen feeling it. The runner. Count it. 21 on the board for the senior.
How about the hang time?
Davis. And now the Gators with Uncle Mo on their side. Nembhard from the down.
One of his first shots of the game.
And Kermit Davis will call a timeout. He's seen enough. Gators by 7.
Andrew Nembhard, 32% on the year, but in SEC play, just 4 of 26 from bonus land. But knocks down the 3. Gators up 7 in overtime.
Dari Nowkhah in studio. They're in the first media timeout right now at Auburn Arena. Tigers up 11-7. I guess Auburn's Tigers up 11-7. A couple of threes from Bryce Brown. It's over on ESPN app and SEC Network Plus. We'll bring it over to the main network when we're done in Gainesville.
Dari, thank you very much. And what a performance tonight for the senior Kayvon Allen. Gators by 7 halfway through overtime. Mark Wise, Roy Philpott, great to have you with us tonight. We hope you've enjoyed this one the way that we have. It's been incredible.
Fun stuff. Both teams trading blows, middle of the ring.
Rebels need a hoop here. Skip pass out of the timeout. Tyree off the mark. And a foul over the back against the Gators.
What a great execution, though, by Ole Miss. The plays and the stuff, the action that Kermit Davis is drawing up, that's a weak side screen for the opposite corner. Great look for Tyree.
Deontay Johnson with a career-high 15 just fouled out.
Well, here's a big moment for Jalen Hudson.
You want to be the hero? Final season. It's been a struggle up to this point. Let's see if he can close it out strong. He did start today with a big three-pointer.
Hudson has to block out on the free throw.
Buffin tonight has been perfect. 7 for 7 now. Markey's only a 62% free throw shooter this year, so really has provided a spark for Kermit Davis off the bench.
That's money. That's just money. And here's the 1-3-1 now.
Rebels need a couple of stops.
Ball goes below the free throw line, so Ole Miss adjusts and goes man-to-man.
Hudson against Davis. 10 to shoot. High ball screen for Allen. 5 on the shot clock. Hudson, gotta hurry.
Davis got away with one there.
Shot clock violation. Davis with 4 personals, so his next one, he's disqualified.
But you can't be that conservative, I don't think, offensively. Maintain your aggression.
Davis double team. Stevens left open. Finishes. One possession game.
Great unselfish play and read by Davis off the screen.
Well, these two teams just getting after it tonight. No quit. Allen turns it over.
Lazy pass. He's got to fake a pass to make a pass.
Schuler takes a deep breath.
Tyree wants it and will take it. Schuler gets it back. Wild shot, no whistle. Hayes on the offensive glass. Ball did not touch the rim, by the way. And the shot clock down 15 seconds. Allen saves it.
I think Ole Miss has got a foul. There's not enough differential.
Differential was about 4.5, almost 5 seconds. Allen may have saved the game again.
Misses the shot, but watch this layout to keep the ball alive. That is just sensational. Another view. Right in front of the Rowdies.
Nembhard at the line. Has one more coming. That was his first free throw attempt of the evening.
With this much time now, Ole Miss's response does not have to be a three.
Two-possession game. Shot clock is off. Tyree to the rim. He'll shoot two. Hudson thought that was all ball. There was some contact from the other side.
I love the aggressive play by Tyree. I love the aggressive response by Hayes on the defensive end, protecting your rim.
The Rebels thought they had this one wrapped up, a 3-point lead, just over 8 seconds to go. Tyree needs them both here. Big miss.
Fatigue. Now they cannot make it a one-possession game at the line. So Ole Miss has got to press and deny. Double team maybe one time, then you have to foul. For Florida, it's simple. Come meet all passes.
Don't forget, we'll send you to Auburn Arena for Missouri and Auburn as soon as we're done here in Gainesville. Gators now will try to close this out. Nembhard searching, gets it to Allen, and here's a turnover. Schuler inside, and a putback. 88-86, 12.5 seconds remaining.
Just a mistake. Inbounding the ball in the corner is such a dangerous play. But again, it's about faking a pass to make a pass. Ball comes inbounds to Allen in the corner. He's double teamed. That ball's deflected. You've got to fake the pass first. Get the defender's hands away.
He'll shoot 2 shots.
Put in by Davis. He has 26. Big free throw by Locke.
This place got quiet.
Yes, it did. Now this one becomes extremely important to make it a two-possession game. Money.
I think you need a three now.
Here comes Schuler. Taking too much time. Tyree, the step back triple. Time winding down. That's going to do it. Florida finds a way in overtime.
If Florida ends up in the NCAA tournament, I think they're looking back at this game.
Final score 90-86. Kayvon Allen, a huge save in overtime, the tying triple to end regulation and force the extra 5 minutes, and the senior came through in so many ways tonight. Mark Wise
made a clutch shot, also made multiple free throws in the second half when Ole Miss was spending too much time fouling, and as a result, the Gators survive.
Great
90-86 the final. The Gators improved to 12-8 overall, 4-3 in the SEC. That'll do it for us. We send you now to the Plains. Auburn and Missouri with Mike Morgan and Barry Booker, guys.